My name is Grace, and I'm here to convince you why you should stop accepting cookies. Okay, I'll start with a story, and then we'll take it from there. So one evening, 2 years ago, I had just traveled from Cape Town to my rural home. And as you can imagine, we hadn't seen each other, my parents and my siblings, so we were chatting. Around this time, my dad happened to play a video. It was a video from Facebook. And the said video was of a church on fire because it had been struck by lightning. The reason, according to the post, that the church had been struck by lightning is because a gay wedding was happening in the church. Okay, so everybody was intrigued by the details of the story, talking about what God thinks or does not think about gay weddings. I, on the other side, was completely thinking about a completely different story. I was thinking about how much more falsehood, how much more misinformation is on social media platforms, and how much more actually people are consuming it without knowing. So what is misinformation? Misinformation is false information that is shared but without an intention of causing harm. So think about like the video like my dad was sharing, that's a form of misinformation. We also have other types of falsehood. Disinformation, for instance. This is information that is intentionally curated and created and intentionally shared to cause harm. Okay? We also have fake news. Probably I've heard this from Trump's favorite word. So fake news is news that you don't like or information that you don't like. So just like, yeah, that's fake, or things you don't want to respond to. Okay. By the way, you'll be happy to notice that the video was debunked. Indeed, there was a fire. Indeed, the church was struck by lightning, but there was no gay wedding going on. So it was false. So where am I going with this story? And the question I wanted to ask and I want you to think about is, who is protecting you from misinformation on your social media platforms? Who is checking on what you're consuming? Is it you, probably? Is it governments? And if it's governments, which ones? Is it the governments of where the users are? Or is it governments where these platforms are actually situated? Okay. So for me to be able to illustrate this, I would like to do that using cookies. Now, not those kind of cookies. This kind of cookies. Okay. So today, probably you've accepted cookies or rejected cookies. Today, how many of us have ever, of course, seen them? Yeah. So what is cookies? At least these cookies that I'm talking about. So think of cookies as tiny bits of code or scripts that are embedded on your devices. So the essential cookies, for instance, are essential, as the word says. They are functional. They help the website work well in your devices. Those are fine. The problematic ones are the tracking cookies. And these are the ones that they ask you to either accept or reject. So tracking cookies are, again, small codes embedded on your devices, but these ones, they track you. They read your online movements. So what kind of data do they collect? Because tracking is collecting your data. It could be of course, your name, where you are, what you're doing. If it's in the case of social media, it's your friends, what you're sharing with your friends, the reels you're watching. More intently, in websites, it could be the pages you've visited, how long you've been on the pages, what you're liking and not liking. It could be information that we give so readily on social media. It could be your favorite football team, your favorite political party. Are you a liberalist? Are you a far right, far left? So all this data is collected and aggregated by the use of cookies. Okay, so the next layer of question, who is collecting this data and who is storing it? The short answer is these platforms that have the capacity to store the data anyway. Okay? So, what is one unique thing about these platforms? Well, other than being billionaires or trillionaires at this point, they are all not situated in Africa. Okay? So all of them are in the global north, in the Euro-American landscape. So what does that mean? That means our, and when I say our, I mean African data, is stored, collected, stored, and aggregated in the global north. We do not have control over our own data. Now, does this ring a bell? It should ring a bell. In 1884, a Berlin conference was convened. What was unique about this Berlin conference? There was no African on the table, but decisions about Africa were made. Resources were shared, borders were drawn with no consultation of any African. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to convince you that colonialism never ended. It just shape-shifted. And now we're in a new era of data colonialism. Call it digital colonialism. Why do I say this? Just as I illustrated, our data, African data, is stored elsewhere. And this time round, we are allowing it. I dare say so. We do not have major data centers in Africa. Well, there's conversation now of a few data centers in Joburg, in Nairobi, and in Nigeria. But all our collective data is stored abroad. How else are we consenting to this? By accepting cookies. Every time you click accept, you're actually telling the algorithm, please track me, please follow me through, please collect my data, please store it and use it as you will. Thirdly, we do not have major social media platforms. All of them are owned in the global north. So what does this mean? It means we almost are victims of circumstance. Probably you may say, okay, data collecting, everybody in the world's data is being collected. That's true. But as Africa, we are more vulnerable. We have another layer of vulnerability. Other than our data being stored elsewhere, we do not have policies. Our policies are not strong enough. We have had situations actually where government regulators have had to go through a lot of long processes to even access its own citizens' data. That's number one. Number two, the tech advancement has almost surpassed the kind of policies that we have. Think about we're in the era of AI, and we have not even figured out our own data. Thirdly, think about what could happen. We could have elections, for instance, manipulated remotely. We could have propaganda, misinformation directly sent to us, and we have no control of that. The perpetrators, they can do this with no recourse whatsoever. So what am I asking you to do today? Number one, you can get angry. Get angry that your data is controlled elsewhere. Number 2, get angry that our politicians, our policies are not at par. So probably agitate these in your own circles as you vote. Think about this as you think about the urgent matters. May this be one of them. Think about the harms and the risks that could happen to us, to you and I, to you, and without any consequence. Number 3, if you ever get a chance of running for office, whether a political one or you're sitting in a board where actually you can make policies around these things, please treat this as a matter of urgency. And finally, for all it's worth, please stop accepting cookies. Thank you.